One of the places that our family has enjoyed visiting is the Archway Monument just east of Kearney, Nebraska. It's a tribute to those early Americans who risked everything for a life of adventure in the West. Well, just outside of that monument is a great big maze that our kids have loved running through, trying to make their way from beginning to end. The thing about mazes is that you can be going along a certain direction, pick a certain pathway, and think it's the right one for quite a while until it's not, because you run into a dead end. In John chapter 10, Jesus says, I am the door. Throughout the season of Lent on Wednesday nights in our church at Trinity, we've been unpacking a series of statements that Jesus makes, which begin by him saying, I am. And these statements of Jesus are his way of describing what he came to be. He says, I am the door. I kind of wonder if our current situation is being used by God to invite us to question some of the doors that we've chosen in our lives. We choose several doors in our lives, and we go down those paths because we look for completeness down those certain directions. For example, we choose the path of filling our calendars full of activities for our kids because we want to broaden their experiences. We want to give them the opportunities to learn the virtues of sportsmanship and teamwork and perseverance. And those are wonderful things. But if we think that they're going to bring completeness to our children's lives or to our lives, what happens when they're taken away? Or sometimes we choose doors because we think it'll give us security. For those who go down the path of choosing the stock market recently, it was setting record highs. And financial advisors are wonderful servants that help people plan for the future and even help them to be generous in many ways. But what happens when all of a sudden the market begins on a sharp decline? What happens to our lives of security then? Jesus says, I am the door. I am the door of the sheep. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved, and he will go in and out and find pasture. I have come that they may have life and have it abundantly. I kind of wonder if God is using this situation to invite us to question what doors we've gone down to give our lives wholeness, and what becomes of our lives when those doors, those paths are taken away. There's two words that begin with R in the Bible that come to mind for me when I think about this. The first kind of sounds like a fire and brimstone kind of word. The word is repent. But the word repent simply means to turn, to turn around, to head the other direction. What paths towards life, what doors have you chosen that God might be inviting you to question? To ask, what happens when these things are taken away from you? Then what's left in your life? God might be inviting you to repent. So what is God inviting you to turn from? To turn toward the other direction? And that brings us to our other R word. And the other R word is rest. Jesus says, I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved, and he will go in and out and find pasture. For those who go through the door of Jesus, he offers peace. He offers security. He says, I have come that you might have life and have it abundantly. And that's found through the true door, through Jesus.